There's a lot of stuff in this world that makes me absolutely disgusted, angry, makes me want to grab my nutsack and swivel it around on a tabletop and stick my fingers deep inside of my anus. But one thing that absolutely disgusts me in every possible way is when people do not take care of their animals. Now, if you have an animal and you hurt it or harm it in any way, I'm not talking about spanking it, giving it one tap on the booty hole. I'm talking about truly harming it by not feeding it, not taking it out, making it starve, this type of thing. You truly deserve the death penalty and life in prison with no possibility of bond or parole. You should never be able to own an animal, never be able to have children, and should be locked away for life if you're harming your animal or leaving it outside in the heat, not worried about it. My cat goes in the other room and I can't find her for 2 seconds and I freak out. The fact that you are willing to leave your animal outside and your ball sack doesn't start shriveling up at the fear of your animal being gone forever disgusts me. Now, the reason I'm talking about this is because there is a woman who was arrested in Pembroke Pines, Florida. Of course, it's Florida, as always. Being someone who just moved out of Miami, Florida, very, very recently, about 3 weeks ago, I understand that people do not take care of their pets in many areas of Florida. Not just Florida, but a lot of parts of the world. Here's a clip of what happened to this dog in Pembroke Pines, Florida.
A horrible case of animal cruelty in Pembroke Pines. Over the weekend, officers received an anonymous phone call about a dead dog laying in the grass in the backyard of a home.
Now, I'm sure that might have taken you aback there, not quite knowing what you're going to get into there about a dog laying dead in someone's yard. The fact that your dog is dead, literally dead in your yard, and you do not know. You deserve life in jail. You deserve, it is almost the equivalent of driving under the influence for me. If you truly leave your dog outside to die, and your dog is actually laying outside dead, you deserve life in prison.
Once officers arrived, they found a French bulldog lying on its right side, deceased. Officers caught up to the homeowners, Sheena and Eric Van Dyke. Sheena told them that she had cleaning people at her house, and according to an A form, she placed the dog outside on a leash tethered to a spike so that the company can do what they needed to do. She told officers that she left food and water outside in the backyard with the dog. She was the last person to see it alive. Officers on scene also found food scattered on the grass. There was no water, only a turned over water bowl, and no shade for the dog. The arrest form goes on to say the dog was left in direct heat and sunlight for hours with no freedom to move about. The dog was attached by a leash from its collar to a stake in the ground. The stake appeared to have been moved due to the dog possibly struggling to free itself. Officers arrested Sheena Van Dyke on a felony animal cruelty charge where she was given a $5,000 bond.
That's not enough for me. $5,000 bond. You should not be able to leave that jail or prison for the rest of your life. I don't care what it is. You hurt or do not take care of an animal, you are still able to reproduce and have children. What makes you think that they're going to take care of their child? Now, in this instance, I don't believe that this woman had any children or has any children. Hopefully, she never plans on having any children for the rest of her life. But why? Legitimately, why would you leave a dog outside in direct sunlight? You saw that the house that they were staying in, it was not a cheap house. It was a very expensive Florida home. I'm sure anyone who has heard or been to Florida knows that those homes are millions, if not tens of millions of dollars. So the fact that you couldn't take the dog with you, where did you go? If you had cleaning people at your house, could you not put them in a room? And why can't you clean the house yourself? If you're having cleaners come and clean, why could you not take the dog in the other room with you while they cleaned in the other room? You deserve the life sentence forever. $5,000 bond does not cut it. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Peace.